Hey guys, it's Tracy here from savvyjourney.com, where I share with you tips and tricks to help you travel in the savviest way possible. Okay, so today you're going to see a video from a visit to the Grauman Chinese Theatre in Los Angeles. I'm not going to say a day at because it's really not worth an entire day's visit. It's maybe a couple of hours and some lunch. And definitely stay tuned to the end where I share with you 5 tips on how to make the most of your visit to the Grauman Chinese Theatre. Okay, see you at the end. Okay, so those were some highlights from our visit to the Grauman Chinese Theatre. So 5 tips. Definitely the number 1 would be to eat at a restaurant next to the Grauman Chinese Theatre. There is a shopping center that's to the right of the Grauman Chinese Theatre that has a parking deck attached to it. That is where the Hard Rock Cafe is. So definitely get directions to the Hard Rock Cafe, basically, and park in the garage that the parking garage that is devoted to the Hard Rock Cafe, and basically park there, go see the Grauman Chinese Theatre, walk down Hollywood Boulevard a few blocks, and then go back, have lunch at the Hard Rock Cafe, and then they will validate your parking for up to 2 hours. Okay, so if you go, basically as long as you're there for less than 2 hours, you only have to pay $2 to park in that parking garage, which is way less than like the $20 that you'd have to pay elsewhere. So definitely eat at a restaurant that's in that shopping center, get validated parking, and make the most of it, okay, because you're really not going to be there very long. All right, so my second tip is to definitely look at all of the handprints and feet prints. Like, search out for some of the oldest. I think the earliest is from like the 1920s. So go look and try to find, like, go on a scavenger hunt, especially if you take like your kids with you. Go on a scavenger hunt to try to find the original hand and feet prints, okay, that are still there. Try to find the oldest. So definitely look for those classic handprints, look for those originals. You'll see the iconic actors like Judy Garland and Natalie Wood and Humphrey Bogart. Okay, so definitely look for those classic actors, those iconic actors, okay, from the silver screen days, you know. So look for some of your new favorites. They have the entire Hunger Games cast, for instance. You can find Star Wars there. Yeah, they've got new actors as well, okay, as well as the classic iconic ones. Okay, they're constantly adding new handprints to it. I don't know. I still need to research and find out. Do they take out the old ones, like ones that were popular, maybe, let's say a popular actor in the 50s that was popular during the time, but nobody really remembers them anymore? Do they take theirs out and then store it somewhere so that they can add somebody that's currently popular? I don't know. I'm kind of curious. So if you know, let me know in the comment section below. I'm really curious about the answer to that question. Just pay attention to where you walk. That's my third tip, because when you're looking for handprints, you're kind of walking around with your head looking down, all right? And you're not really paying attention to where you're going, and you could easily bump into other people, which is really annoying if you're taking like a picture and somebody like walks into the picture that you're trying to take or bumps into you while you're holding your camera. Definitely use a camera strap. So just be careful, be aware of your surroundings and where you're walking, okay? And definitely for my fourth tip is when you're on the Hollywood Walk of Fame or the Hollywood Boulevard itself, there are a lot of vendors and costumed characters and solicitors and just lots and lots of people. So just be careful. Also, once again, be aware of your surroundings. If you take pictures with characters, they are not there paid by the Grauman Chinese Theatre. They're just random people who are probably trying to make it in the acting biz, dressed in random costumes, some of them good, some of them bad. But if you get your picture taken, for instance, with Spider-Man, which is one of the well-known characters to find on Hollywood Boulevard, there is always a Spider-Man for some reason. Tip them. They're not getting paid by anybody. So if you get a picture taken with them, give them a tip, okay? They're trying to do, I mean, they're working, you know. So just be aware that they're not getting paid by anybody at Hollywood Boulevard. They're just there doing their thing, trying to make a business, you know, make a living in some way. So give them a tip if you take a picture with them, okay? If you don't want to tip random characters on the side of the street, don't get your picture taken with them, okay? So just be aware of some sort of etiquette, all right, with the characters on the street. That also leads me into my fifth tip. Just be careful who you speak to. There's a lot of solicitors, a lot of musicians trying to hand out random like CDs and stuff, and they may actually think that, like, basically what they usually do is they will just try to slip you their CD, and they'll be like, and once you take it out of their hands, they will start up a conversation with you, and they will offer to sign it, basically making you think that they're big, okay? And that, or that signing the CD means that they're going to be famous one day, and that CD is going to be worth a lot of money because you knew them when they were handing out CDs on Hollywood Boulevard. So just be aware. I just try not to make eye contact. I just say no thank you as I'm walking down Hollywood Boulevard. My poor brother accidentally got accosted. He got handed a CD, and then he got caught up in this, like, where the guy was just talking to him and wouldn't let him go. And I was just like hanging back, like waiting for him while he couldn't get away from this guy. So just be aware that they are going to try to give you CDs. They're going to try to talk to you. They're going to try to get you to talk to them and about their music and about like their band or whatever. So just be aware that if you don't want to get trapped in that kind of situation, don't make eye contact. Don't speak to them. Just keep walking. Say no thank you at the very least, if you know, at the most, if that's what you want to do, to be polite. But just be aware that they're there, and it's one of the more unpleasant parts of Hollywood Boulevard. I'll say that much. There's a lot of stars, and I'm not as interested, I guess, in the stars on the Hollywood Boulevard as I am in the handprints. I just feel like it's cooler, like you're seeing like where they actually put their hands and feet, with their name, the date, when it happened, and all of that. Sometimes there's like a note from the star. A star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame is just, you know, a block, just a you know, a framed star with their name on it. So it's cool that they have it. If you have like a certain star that you're like, oh my gosh, I love Julie Andrews and I really want to see her star, which, by the way, hers is really close to the Grauman Chinese Theatre, so you don't have to go far to see hers. But if you really want to see a certain stars, then find out where it is, on what block, what address, and go look for it specifically, because you could walk for days and there's just all these random stars that, like, I didn't even know who half of them were, you know? So unless there's like a specific star you want to look for, then go find it, find out where it is exactly, and go look for it and get your picture taken with it. I'm not as into the stars as the handprints, you know, but, you know, teach their own. So if that's what you're interested in, I just recommend finding out where a specific star is if you were looking for a specific actor's star on the Walk of Fame. So that's really my only other tip there. So it's definitely worth a visit. I go every year, take every family member I've taken to Los Angeles, I've taken to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, I've taken to the Grauman Chinese Theatre, because it's an iconic spot. It's definitely, if you go to Los Angeles, you have to go there. I mean, you just have to. You know, you will also get solicited by a lot of tour groups when you're there. My mom and I did the double-decker Star Tours bus, which I was not that impressed with. I think that if you do a tour, definitely maybe do more of like a private tour, book it in advance, because you just don't really know what you're gonna get. But if you're just impromptu and want to take a tour, there will be people that will be like, hey, we're about to leave, it's only 20 bucks. Hop on a tour bus. Just make sure it's legit, make sure it's a real company. Don't hop in a car with some random person. Obviously, use some common sense and some self-preservation. Just be safe, okay? Especially if you're there at night, okay? I recommend going during the day. There's safety in numbers, but, you know, just use common sense. You know, be safe wherever you are, obviously. So those are my tips for visiting the Grauman Chinese Theatre and the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Let me know what you think. What are your favorite parts of visiting Los Angeles? Do you like going to the Grauman Chinese Theatre? Have you gone on the actual tour into the theater? Do you recommend that? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And definitely subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you're alerted when I upload a new video. There are going to be other Los Angeles themed videos, and I'm also going to New York City soon, so I'm going to do some vlogging while I'm in New York City as well, so stay tuned for that. And check out my website below. I have loads of blog posts on many destinations across the world. So definitely check out my website if you're interested. Okay? All right, and I'll see you next time. And remember, be savvy and enjoy the journey. Bye.